With her, not with me, not with anyone.
I don't control my mouth with you. I don't respect you, so.
Well, then you wonder why Jade should respect you.
Well, my first question is to you, because you're her mom.
Yes.
So how did you discipline her?
When she was very little, she had a spank on the butt. And then from that point on, if she did something wrong, she was grounded.
Did you ever call her?
No.
Did you ever tell her you were going to beat the crap out of her?
No. She was not raised that way at all.
Where did you learn that parenting style?
I don't necessarily, it was like something that I picked up. I just do what works. My daughter is coming into the teenage years, and we need to figure out what works discipline-wise for her.
Okay, so you're just doing this because it works.
I'm trying everything that works. Jade may have to do 12 chores because she's was assigned a chore for backtalking, and then she continued to backtalk. So then she got assigned another chore.
Shauna and I have clearly discussed this many times, that I believe that, she's just using Jade as a slave.
Well, okay, but let's forget about for a minute, not for much longer than a minute, but let's forget about for a minute whether this is crossing the line from discipline to abuse or chores to a slave. It seems to me that right now, this minute, as of today, you have a very contentious relationship with your daughter, that she is rebellious and out of control and disrespectful. It just seems to me like this isn't even almost working even a little bit.
Well, that is part of the problem, is that, finding a discipline. Nobody wants to hit their child. I do not want to continuously put my hands on my child. It makes you as a parent feel absolutely guilty even when they're little and you have to smack them. It makes you have that guilt that you carry around with you.
But you're not answering my question.
Okay.
Perhaps I'm not expressing it clearly. Why are you doing this if it doesn't work?
Because I have no other form of discipline for her right now that is working.
Why are you doing this if it doesn't work?
Okay.
Well, because listen, if it doesn't work, then hell, why not do nothing? If it doesn't work, why do anything?
Well, basically, the whole reason I'm doing this right now is because I'm trying to follow the steps that her therapist laid out that we should be following. Okay.
Can I interject something? Because
hold on. If you have a therapist that is...
She's laid out specific...
We asked you made a tape for us at the beginning. We played it.
Yeah.
And I made a transcript of your tape. Here's the transcript of your tape. Your words verbatim, in quotes. I'm a great mother. I'm not abusing my daughter. I'm disciplining my daughter. She, Jade, will push my buttons. It just goes on. That's his tape. And here's what stood out to me. I'm a great mother. I lose it. Okay, so you're telling me you're out of control, not her, you.
Absolutely.
I'm ready to kill her. Understand that's a phrase. I don't think you're actually plotting her murder. But again, out of control, I'm ready to kill her. Knock her teeth out. Knock her teeth out. Smack my daughter. Backhanded her. I put the fear of God in my daughter. I had her pinned down. I was yelling and screaming at her, punching the floor. My house is like a war zone 24/7. Now, you're telling me you have a therapist that said, this is your plan for parenting, go forth and do it.
No, absolutely not. My therapist says we need to...
Because if your therapist is watching this, they're saying...
Right. My therapist says that for Jade, we need to have a discipline plan in order that, like, when she does backtalk, she gets assigned a chore. When she backtalks again, that chore doubles to something else. Something that she doesn't enjoy doing, that is actually a form of punishment towards her.
I didn't see that anywhere up here. All right, we got to take a break. Vicki says her granddaughter Jade is a modern-day Cinderella because her mother Shauna forces her to sweep mop, do the dishes, and the family laundry. She even is expected to raise her 3-year-old sister. I've been stopping you when you start to say things. You get the floor right after the break.
Shauna treats my granddaughter like her own personal Cinderella. She's making her do household chores an 11 or 12-year-old should not have to do.
I do have her do chores. Sometimes they are her punishment, and other times it's just because they need done. She has to do the dishes, sweep the floor, she does wipe down the cabinets, mop the floor, she vacuums, picks up the dirty clean behind the couches. I make her do the laundry. If she does not do her chores correctly, she not only has to redo them, but I'll add another one on.
One time, Shauna had my granddaughter in the hot sun when it was over 90 degrees that day, cleaning out the inside of her car for hours. Another time, I walked in and she was scrubbing down the kitchen with undiluted bleach. It's absolutely ridiculous. Her own father says Shauna is like the wicked stepmom. Around the house, Shauna doesn't do much of anything. She spends most of her time sleeping on the couch, even though she only works 6 hours a day, 4 days a week. I've been taking my granddaughter to school for the past 4 years just to make sure that she gets there, because when she was in kindergarten, she had 60 absences from school because her mom would not get up and take her. My granddaughter is more of a mom to her little sister than Shauna is. She has to feed her, clothe her, bathe her, change her diapers, everything that a mom would do.
She helps out with her sister with no complaints because she enjoys doing it.
Shauna is neglecting her duties as a mom, and she needs to step up to the plate and take responsibility.
Okay, so just from what we've seen so far, this definitely sounds like neglect, abuse, and she's definitely parentifying her daughter and making her be the mom. So we just heard that she's the one that's basically raising her 3-year-old little sister, but she herself is only like 11, 12 years old. I don't understand why the mom, Shauna, has such anger towards this child to talk about wanting to commit like violence upon her, getting angry enough, punching the floor. I just don't understand where this is coming from, especially because her mom says that she didn't raise her that way. So where did this come from? And also, where is the father? That's what I want to know.
Okay, do you think what your daughter's doing is abusive?
Absolutely.
Do you think it's negligent?
Yes, very negligent.
Okay, why have you not called the police? Why have you not reported it to Child Protective Services? If you know it and you're allowing this child to be abused and neglected, why have you not done anything about it?
Well, it's really tough when the person that's abusing her is my daughter. And I'm a foster mom, so I've been in the system. I know a little bit about CPS, and, you know, I've tried to kind of behind the scenes, see if there's some sort of recourse that we can do without actually calling CPS and reporting her.
That's all new to me. My mother does not live in my home. She does not see what goes on there 24/7. She gets Jade's side of it. And
No, what I see is you out of control a lot when it comes to Jade. That's what I see.
If you're doing only what you are admitting to doing, you are abusing this child. I'm shocked about two things. One is that you don't get that, and two, that you don't report that. And
I feel like I have failed her. I feel like I should have taken more steps, but
yeah, you sure should have. We have other quotes from her. That was just from a tape piece I pulled.
Yeah.
These are some, again, I wanted to use only your words
No, that's
because
fine.
I didn't want anybody else to do it. You say, I know I'm a great mother. I absolutely feel like I don't abuse my child. I don't think anyone would deem my house unsafe. I am not abusing my daughter. I am disciplining her because she's disrespectful. I have told her that I wish I never had her and that she was the biggest mistake of my life. I admit I had smacked the crap out of her. I backhanded her. She didn't see it coming, and I hauled off and smacked her across the mouth. Jade cried and cowered in a corner. I put the fear of God in her. I literally had Jade on the floor, holding her down and punching the floor beside her head. I've never left marks on Jade. I would never let anyone else do the things I do to Jade. I would kill them first. I may have killed her that day. I planned on beating her within an inch of her life. I'll say, if you don't listen, I will knock your teeth out. My 3-year-old has been there and seen me hold Jade down. I've left Jade in the car twice while eating in a restaurant. Leaving her in the car is like a little kid in timeout.
one time she left her in the car while we went in and she expected us all to eat. Well, Jade had already said she was starved and came in and tried to sit down with us and eat, and Shauna told her, no, go back out to the car. So Shauna doesn't know this, but I snuck food out to Jade.
What do you think about these utterances?
I mean, no, I am not proud of myself. That is part of the reason that we came on the show, is because, dealing with Jade on a daily has become an absolute disaster. Like, it's not, what I'm doing is not working, and we are living in a war zone.
Daily user, and I fear that my granddaughter is being exposed to that. Just a few weeks ago, I had a discussion with my granddaughter about usage, and she told me it was okay to smoke And I said, it is not. And I said, anybody that needs alcohol or drugs to get through their day, something is wrong. And she says, well, my mom doesn't smoke it every day. Sometimes she goes without. So my granddaughter is clearly either seen it or knows about it. When you do drugs in the presence of a child, that is definitely neglect.
James says he is tired of his wife calling him in tears over what he says is his daughter's out-of-control behavior. He says Shauna is a, quote, great mom who makes the well-being of her kids her top priority.
Shauna's a great mother and does not deserve the attitude she gets from our daughter. For the most part, I agree with the way Shauna disciplines my daughter. We take her phone away, take her friends away, we make her do dishes, we make her do laundry, and we'll ground her to her room. But she doesn't listen, no matter what the consequences may be. My daughter does not listen to anybody, and she is always lashing out to her mom for no reason whatsoever, and Shauna will snap. Shauna tells me all the time that her mom accuses her of being too harsh on my daughter. From what I've seen, Shauna can be a little harsh sometimes, but my daughter needs a rude awakening. Shauna doesn't go out of her way to beat our daughter. You go to smack her on the butt, and she'll squirm around, so you might catch a leg, an arm. My daughter provokes 90% of it. If I choose Shauna's side, my daughter's mad at me. If I choose my daughter's side, Shauna's mad at me. I can't be in the middle of it. I'm at my wit's end with all the bickering. The drama needs to stop.
Okay, James, thank you for being here. You've been listening to everything so far.
Yes, sir.
Right? You say that you think Shauna is a great mom.
Yes, she's the mom and the dad because I'm 16 hours away. So she has to be both parents. So I feel she's doing the best she can without me being there to have her back and to also keep my daughter in line as well.
So you're 16 hours away, why?
Because my job, and we are working on getting the whole family south, which is where I currently live. Like I said, she's both parents right now.
Then
She
you
deals
need
with
to
them.
quit and come home, or you need to move them where you are. Because,
So I quit my job and I can't support my family. What kind of dad does that make me then?
well, let me tell you something. That child would rather live in a box under a bridge and be loved than live in a house and get beaten.
I agree with that. But I've worked since I was 15. It's what I do. I'm not going to quit my job. I'm not going to be the guy that's not going to be there for his daughters.
You
But
already are the kind of dad that's not there for your daughter.
I'm there. If it's an emergency and I need it, I'm home.
You are
There's a
allowing your
difference.
daughter to get abused by her mother. That is not having your daughter's back. That is not being there for your daughter. I'm sorry.
You're their dad. It's your responsibility, along with Shauna, to raise these daughters in a loving environment. If that's not happening, you need to do something, not say, I'm sorry, I just got to go back to work.
Listen, I don't think you're doing anything wrong on purpose. I really don't. I don't think you're a bad guy. I don't think y'all are trying to do wrong here.
No.
I really don't. But somebody needs to tell you the truth. You say Jade is to blame. According to you, Jade is acting up, lashing out at her mom, and I don't understand why. Jade refuses to take responsibility for what she's doing to her mom, and that's why she's being punished. Jade can never say or admit what she's done is wrong. It's always the other person's fault. Jade pushes her mom, and I know Shauna has said some not so nice things to Jade. Jade will have the tendency to bring her fist back like she's going to do something or throw something at her mom. Where do you think she's getting this behavior from?
Exactly.
I don't have any idea. Where's she? Honestly.
Come on.
I mean,
she's getting it from Shauna. I mean, if you don't get respect from someone, you're not going to give them respect.
I can agree with that.
Shauna says it hurts her feelings when Jade calls her lazy, and she wishes she would crawl in a hole and die. That's the child speaking to the mom.
Yes.
So how does Jade feel about Shauna telling her, I wish I would have aborted you? Well, we're going to hear what the child has to say about this after the break.
When my granddaughter was about 5 or 6 years old, she came to my house to spend the night, and she had about 15 bruises up and down her arms and legs. Because of that, I considered getting a lawyer. But the lawyer made it very clear that we didn't stand much of a chance of getting my granddaughter. Many times I've considered contacting the CPS, but I've been afraid that Shauna would just make sure I would never see my granddaughter again. I feel extremely helpless.
When 12-year-old Jade asked me for help, I wanted to give her a safe platform to express to her parents how she really feels about this entire situation. Now, she says that she is desperate for the hitting, screaming, and fighting to stop. Take a look.
The relationship between me and my mom gets really stressful. My mom and I argue pretty much every day about everything. Just something little would turn into a big fight. My mom and I say a lot of mean things. We hate each other. We wish each other would die. She said she wished that she would have had an abortion. That makes me feel really upset, but I say the same things to her. When things get physical, my mom will start smacking me and I'll kick her. If I'm near something, I'll throw it at her, or she'll pick something up and throw it at me. I feel like the chores are excessive. I have to do the dishes, take care of the animals, get my sister ready, clean out my mom's car, clean the bathroom, her room, my sister's room. My mom says make it for punishment, but it doesn't feel like that. With all my chores and taking care of my sister, I don't feel like I have time to have fun. I don't think it's fair. Why can't she ground me? I'm only 12 and I don't need all the responsibilities she's giving me. I want to have a relationship with my mom where we don't have to scream and yell every day. I want all the drama completely gone.
So this is sad and it's absolutely abusive, and I was wondering, where is the dad? Well, it seems like the dad's not much better. He co-signs this behavior and he's neglecting both of his kids by living 16 hours away and just leaving them in the home of an abuser. It definitely seems like this child, Jade, is not only the slave, the parent of the 3-year-old, but she's also seemingly the scapegoat for all of her mother's negative emotions. The grandma says that she was told by an attorney that she wouldn't have a case to get custody. I'm trying to understand why. Like, she's having bruises all over her body. The mom is admitting to doing these things, to admitting to abusing her. Maybe now, after this show airs, grandma could get custody, or maybe it depends on what state she's in. I don't know the law, but this is just really sad and dangerous. It's absolutely terrible. I'm really angry with both parents here.
What do you think about what she says?
My daughter has one chore daily, and that is to take care of the animals. That's it. Anything else that comes into play begins after she gets home and she starts getting a mouth. Then I will say, okay, Jade, you need to go finish cleaning your room, and now you have to put away the laundry. And that's how things spiral.
You're sharing that with me for a purpose, and what is the purpose?
Well,
that it's overstated, that she's being worked like Cinderella?
Absolutely. As far as the arguing and fighting, I truly believe that Jade wants it all to stop. So as do I.
What would be abusive?
What is crossing the line?
Yeah.
I believe that I have crossed the line before.
What would be abusive, in your opinion, with a child?
Beating your child is abusive, which is what I'm trying to steer away from by giving her other punishments.
Backhanding your child in the mouth, where would that fall? Left or right?
I do not believe that if you pop off at the mouth to your parent, I have been popped across the mouth before.
One time.
Would telling a child that you wish you had aborted her, would that be abusive?
Okay, those weren't exactly my words. I said she was my biggest mistake. I wish I'd never had her.
Okay, would that be abusive?
Yeah, absolutely. It felt abusive as I was saying it.
Okay, that would be abusive. Would saying to her that you're going to beat her till she was bloody, would that be abusive?
If it really happened, yes.
Okay. If you really beat her till she was bloody, that would be
Yes.
abusive? Would saying it be abusive?
No.
How about you, James? Would that be abusive? Telling
Absolutely.
your child you're going to beat her till she's bloody?
Yes, that would be considered abuse.
Right. Would calling her a bitch and worthless and stupid, would that be abusive?
That would be abusive.
And have you done that?
I've never said that she's worthless or that she's stupid or anything like that. No.
Ask her father. Has he heard it?
Have you
ever
heard her
called
say
me
those
Jade
things?
Stupid.
Yes. Yes. You
That
have
what she's doing is stupid, or that she's acting stupid, not her personally being stupid?
all the above. You said all the above.
Have you said that you wish she would be taken away when you were warned that CPS would be called?
First of all, I've never been warned that CPS is going to be called ever. Second of all,
According to your mother, she said, you need to stop this or CPS is going to take this child away from you. You said, I wish they would.
no.
Yes, it's absolutely true. The last time you were out of control, I was at your house. I just brought Jade home from school, and you guys got into an immediate argument. And you were outside screaming at the top of your lungs. And I said, Shauna, you need to get it under control, or somebody's going to call CPS. And you said, I hope they do. And I hope they take her away.
In the spring of this year, did you threaten to put your daughter's head through a wall?
No.
Same incident.
Well, when we come back, Shauna says there's no domestic violence in her home. Vicky says that's a lie. We'll talk about that when we come back.
abuse towards my granddaughter. It's causing her to lash out.
My daughter will disrespect me in public. She will throw a temper tantrum, yelling and screaming. The first time my daughter hit me, I was in complete shock. I couldn't believe she had the audacity to do it.
Things have gotten so bad that my granddaughter has threatened to stab her mom with a knife. That is very frightening for me. My biggest fear is that with all of this abuse that she suffered, she might snap one day.
Well, James and Shauna say they were shocked the first time their daughter hit Shauna back. Vicky says they shouldn't be surprised. Why? Hit Shauna back. Vicky says they shouldn't be surprised. Why? Well, she claims that her granddaughter was just 2 years old the first time James hit Shauna.
Before my granddaughter was physically abused herself, she witnessed her mom and dad fighting. I remember one time when she was 2 years old, James hit Shauna in front of her. One time when I was talking to my granddaughter, she told me her dad was being mean, and when I asked her what she meant by that, she said that her mom had hit her in the head and her dad had grabbed Shauna by the throat. I've seen marks on Shauna, and so I knew what was going on. I was scared for my granddaughter. I was very upset and not sure what to do to help. Because of the constant battles, police have been called numerous times. The relationship between Shauna and James is toxic. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that she is being exposed to that kind of abusive environment. I'm worried that she will grow up and seek out someone who's abusive to her, and that's the last thing she needs.
Would you agree that this home is chaotic?
Yes.
What is your ownership in it being that way?
I mean, I have my own issues as far as getting to that point with Jade to where I'm so angry that I can't even think straight. And that not only affects me, but it affects Jade and my 3-year-old.
So you acknowledge that you're parenting out of anger sometimes?
Absolutely.
What do you think your ownership is in this situation?
I have full responsibility in it. I'm the father. So if I'd have been there the entire time, it probably wouldn't be as bad as it was. We separated for a little bit. I was gone for about 2 years. I wasn't there to be the father that I should have been.
So what do you two think should happen here?
We would love to continue to get Jade help as far as all of us communicating together. Jade and I may have the same issues as far as controlling our anger, which is why Jade can't control her mouth. As an adult, I've learned to be a little more respectful in controlling my mouth.
You do not control your mouth. Not with her, not with me, not with anyone.
I don't control my mouth with you. I don't respect you, so.
Well, then you wonder why Jade should respect you.
We're going to take a break. You sometimes hear the term mandated reporter. And I don't know if you know what that means. It's a term that people hear a lot of times. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what that means and why it exists. Vicky says she's desperate to keep this granddaughter of hers safe and to get Shauna the help that she needs. Well, we're going to talk about all of that and if it's possible to keep this family unified. We'll be right back. Both agree that you've lost control.
Yes, absolutely.
And that it's spun out of control to the point that it's crossed the line and gotten abusive and negligent at times. According to the CDC, if you look at maltreatment as a whole, 4/5, 80.3% of perpetrators are parents. And in 2012, 54% of the perpetrators of those that are violent with children are women. A recent study found that female perpetrator victims are 30% female and 70% male. Now, children who grow up in violent homes, they're more likely to exhibit violent, risky, delinquent, criminal behavior. They become involved in violent relationships. They develop emotional and behavioral problems. They're likely to be physically and or sexually assaulted. They run away. They engage in teenage prostitution at a much higher level than children that don't grow up in that environment. They're more likely to be depressed. They're more likely to attempt suicide. They're more likely to abuse drugs and alcohol, exhibit anxiety, have limited social skills, and they have difficulty in learning, which means they underachieve in school, which means they're more likely to drop out. And so all of this behavior has lifelong, profound consequences here.
Absolutely.
And this term mandated reporter, what it means is, and I am a mandated reporter, and you in fact are a mandated reporter.
Yes, I know that.
Which says even a foster care worker who has a reasonable cause to suspect a child is neglected or abused or observe the child being subjected to abuse or neglect shall immediately and not more than 48 hours after suspecting abuse or neglect report the circumstances. The reporter shall immediately report to the state police and any law enforcement agency, and any person, official, or institution required who knowingly fails to do so is guilty of a misdemeanor. Upon conviction shall be confined in jail or fined not more than $5,000. This is serious. If I see a child in imminent danger being harmed by mental, emotional, physical abuse or neglect, and I fail to either intervene or report that, then I am guilty of committing a crime. I will not commit a crime. This child has no power in this situation. The child doesn't have the ability to get in the car and leave. You're given a smirk on your face.
Because I feel like Jade has all the power in this situation.
And when I see that smirk on your face, you have no idea what the bubble over my head is right now.
Well, Jade has all the power in this situation.
Oh boy, I wish you could read the bubble over my head. But because of the FCC, I can't tell you what's in the bubble over my head. But let me tell you, that arrogant smirk on your face makes me want to. You have no idea. The child has no power in this situation. The child cannot get in the car and leave. The child cannot protect herself.
Right here is her power.
Okay.
Right here is her power because anytime that Jade has a situation, she calls grandma.
I'm going to give you one opportunity here.
Sure.
You need immediate, intensive intervention and help. And I'm going to offer it to you.
Okay.
This is Miles Adcox right here. He is the owner and CEO of OnSite. Mm-hmm. These are folks that design custom workshops and interventions for people that have been through trauma, for people that are really run off the rails in their life. They put together very customized programs. In this instance, it would be very heavy in terms of parenting skills and family planning and anger management, problem recognition, problem solving, solution execution, all of the things that are necessary to be an adult in a situation. The two of you need to be involved in that, not necessarily at the same time.
Okay.
But you need to be involved in this immediately. Miles, you get the gravity of what we're talking about here, true?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's urgent for you, it's urgent for you, it's urgent for Jade.
Do you think that's a good thing to do?
Absolutely, yeah, I would love that.
And if you get backstage and you change your mind, you can do whatever you want to do. But when you do that, I'm calling the police and I'm going to tell them to arrest you. I'm going to tell them to arrest the both of you for abusing your child and neglecting your child. I would prefer to intervene and help you. But if you resist the help, then we'll go the other route. I will not leave this child in harm's way. And shame on you for not picking up the phone and calling the police. Whatever they threatened you with, you need to stand up for this child. Right. And don't you ever again allow yourself to be intimidated out of that.
So in this episode, we have Vicky, who is concerned that her daughter, Shauna, is abusing her daughter, Jade, who is now 12 years old. And that definitely seems to be the case. She is treating Jade like she's a slave or a servant, making her do the cooking, the cleaning, the laundry, the whatever. Jade is being forced to essentially raise her 3-year-old little sister while the mom, Shauna, sleeps and does nothing at home, I guess. The dad lives 16 hours away because that's where his job is. He claims there's no problem with this, but the daughter Jade has bruises on her body at times and is told that she's worthless and should never have been born. This is absolutely a case of abuse, and I'm very glad that Dr. Phil mentioned that he's a mandated reporter and that it is his job and his responsibility to report this type of behavior. I know he says that he will report it if she doesn't accept the help, but I kind of feel like these children should be removed from the home now, because who knows how long it will take for that help to actually change behavior in the home. I don't know what is going on with Shauna and why she's this angry and why she's this abusive and why she feels entitled child to treat her daughter this way. It sounds like she has experienced abuse from the husband, so maybe that has influenced it, but he was also gone for 2 years and she was abusing the daughter for 2 years during that time anyway. So clearly she's taking out her self-loathing and anger and rage on this child. And she claims she's shocked that Jade is now fighting back, that Jade is now talking back, and also saying, I hate you. If you're saying, I hate you to your child who's 10, 11 years old, don't be shocked when she says it back to you. I like that the grandma, Vicky, pointed out, like, how are you confused about this behavior? She learned it from you. And Shauna says that she doesn't respect Vicky, and Vicky says, well, then don't be surprised when your daughter doesn't respect you. I'm really curious about why Shauna doesn't respect Vicky. I mean, maybe there's not a tension in their past. Maybe that tension is just the result of Vicky trying to stand up and advocate for her granddaughter. Maybe that's why she doesn't respect her. But either way, I don't think this child is safe in the home. And if Jade gets removed from the home, but the 3-year-old is there, I feel like eventually the anger and rage will start to shift towards being focused on the 3-year-old. So both children need to be removed, in my humble opinion. But you guys let me know what you think about this. What do you think about what Shauna's doing to her daughter? Is it abuse? And it's not just what she's doing to Jade. I mean, if the 3-year-old is witnessing this, that's abuse as well. So do you consider that abuse? I do. Why do you think Shauna is so angry and has such little control over her own emotions and her behavior? Why do you think the father thinks this is totally fine and that she's doing her best? I don't see how this is anywhere near to being anyone's best attempt at mothering. What do you think the grandmother Vicky should do about it? Should she go ahead and call the police? I do. I feel like there has to be a precedent for the children being removed and placed with the grandparent in this scenario. I certainly hope that is what happens, unless or until some real changes are made. But you guys let me know. Let me know if you have any personal experience with this or what you think should be done. Drop it in the comments.